Hey, welcome back to Camping and Ham Radio, everybody. This video today is about the first time setting up and using a Chameleon antenna tactical delta loop. I've had my Icom 705 for a while and I've used it, but I hadn't used this antenna. So I met with some friends over at Reed Canal Park in South Daytona this morning, using the Icom backpack to take it there, my Dell tablet combo notebook that fits down inside there. Part of this is an exercise to get your kit minimized to just what you need and not forget the things that you do need. We set up underneath the pavilion. I had DC power cables, but it turns out I didn't hook up a battery. I used the snap on the back battery for the Icom, which limited my QRP power to 5 watts. Now, as far as the antenna goes, I used the Chameleon antenna ground spike along with 4 25-foot counterpoise wire kits. So this is down at ground level, the loop's mounted at ground level with 4 counterpoise wires laid out. One of the whips was from Chameleon, and another whip I got from MFJ. I used the Chameleon coax with the built-in RF choke at the end, and because of the way things were, that happened to be placed close to the radio. I'd do it the other way in the future, but for recording the results and comparing them, I wanted to capture that in the notes. Also, the transformer that's used in this configuration. There's a smaller one and there's a larger one that Chameleon Antenna sells. I use the larger one, the Mini. Even though I was using a QRP radio, I grabbed the large one. So that's what got used. So you're probably saying, enough with the yada, yada, yada. How did this Chameleon antenna tactical delta loop work? Well, I made 4 contacts on 20 meters using single sideband and 5 watts with the IC-705. Places like Kentucky and Pennsylvania were worked. Didn't really hear any faraway DX. Didn't work DX. It was parks on the air activators. And this was like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock a.m. local East Coast time was the time we were in the park. Still hot here in Florida. Got to get out there before it gets so hot. I heard a guy in Texas that was 5'9", so I went over and I turned the loop towards Texas, and I got a couple recordings made with my phone that show me calling the guy. Now, of course, I wasn't able to get through. And then as soon as I stopped recording, who do I hear but I hear Ham Radio 2.0 Jason, who's up in the Northeast right now, along with Kyle Please Copy, and they're doing a POTA sweep. And so I immediately started calling him, ended up working Jason. But of course, didn't get that recorded onto the video. Now, the guys at the other table, like I said, they had brought a Zygu radio, and I think it was an X6100 or 6105. He was working CW. He made a couple contacts. His antenna was set up a whole lot quicker than mine, a whole lot less to carry. It's a simple fiberglass push-up pole with a little transformer and a wire. One thing, though, is all the guys commented that the audio of the 705 sounded really good. I also took my Rig Expert Stick Pro. I hooked it up to the Chameleon Antenna Tactical Delta Loop, which, as I explained, was set up basically with loop on ground. In other words, it's not elevated. And the SWR readings that I got compare with what's in the documentation. If you want to look at the exact numbers, go to the corresponding blog entry on the campingandhamradio.com website, and you can see those numbers. I do have on my list for a future video is to get the tactical delta loop elevated up into the air and see how those numbers change. I'm also going to just basically use it some more. But there you go. This is the video for first use of the Chameleon Antenna Tactical Delta Loop. Thanks for watching. We'll see everybody later.